Here we go then.
There's quite a bit of roof on this one.
There is quite a bit of roof on this one. Quite roofy.
And we're backlit.
Oh yeah,
We're a
there's this
bit,
hazy Laurel Canyon vibe going
bit
on.
soft focus.
Yeah, it's quite nice. I quite like a soft focus.
Everybody does.
Yeah,
The
that's
older
true.
you get.
I've got quite a beard growing here.
Yeah,
It's
and
my
I like it.
Lockdown beard. Yeah, I figured that, well, I found out that my facial hair is quite wiry and quite red, and hopefully that kind of softens, but it's quite kind of tough hair. So it's the Celtic roots coming through there. So how's your week been?
It's been an interesting week, hasn't it? Sort of high drama. Lots of rrr. Everybody's getting rah and
Quite
rah
ragey.
and you, and it's your fault, and I feel like rubbish, and you made me feel like rubbish, and things like that. Anyway, we're not doing that. We're
Trying not to, no.
we're trying not to, just to sort of avoid it, really. Getting sort of tied up in the whirlwind of
Social media outpouring of lots
yeah, gotta chill, man.
It's difficult, isn't it? It's very interesting because I think what we're going through is a very unique and strange time of which no one really has the answers and no one really knows. You said something the other day, the directionless direction, which I love. And that is kind of where we're all at. It's like, what is the future? When is the future? How do we get there? What's the next move? A lot of it is quite unknown, and therefore that situation can make you feel a little bit lost, and with the sort of shoutiness of the media and social media.
Well, it's quite a lot of energy going into something, isn't it? I think we've got to have direction. We've got to keep moving forward, even though we don't know necessarily what that is, where it's going to go. I mean, a lot of you are still at work, and we're not. So, you know, if you're still at work, probably a lot of you are still doing what you always did, which is great. But there's a lot of us that aren't, and
which is a bit.
And it's a bit of a game changer, isn't it? So
yeah.
We're processing that, and just deciding really to stay in good
spirits.
Good spirits about it.
Well, it's tricky not to know. You know, if you don't know like quite how your business is going to go or what the future is, you can't help sometimes but fall into a moment of fear, and then to get out of that moment of fear and to not get angry or shout, because there's no one to shout.
There's no one to blame. Not really. There's little things that are going on. Well, they're not little, and no doubt people are taking some liberties. But I think it's really up to each of us to take responsibility for our emotions and make sure we don't get sucked in. And because we've really got to be thinking about you know, our own individual lives and how we can do the best for. Oh, what was that thing? I was reading about a shaman this week. And he died, and then sort of, you know, floated out of his body, that old story, and went through the void, and then arrived in the light, and met up with a guardian angel while he was sort of floating around in the light. And the guardian angel said, "Is there any questions? Any questions you want to ask me about Earth and how that's been going for you?"
Just a few.
Anyway, yeah, a few. Yeah. Why is there war? Why is there plague? Why is there famine? Why do we hate? Da 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 da. And the guardian angel replied, what did he reply?
Malfunction of thought.
A malfunction of thought.
Which is quite interesting.
Wow. I mean, that's a big idea, isn't it? That it's all down to a malfunction of thought. And if you think about that, maybe as a collective, how we think and feel, we create our reality, and we need to be really mindful that we don't just splutter and splurge it all out, this emotion that comes up. We need to be more consciously emotionally intelligent and save that energy for something really purposeful and worthwhile, and focus as a collective on finding the most powerful route forward for us.
Amen to that.
Something that makes a difference, you know, somewhere where we put our energy where we can actually have an impact, where it really counts. There's a lot to consider at the moment in the world, and I don't think we should be wasting our energy, or certain heightened energy, swimming around in a sort of a crazy shit soup.
Crazy shit soup.
Nobody likes crazy shit
No,
soup.
what would you like from the menu, sir?
Crazy shit soup's on special.
Yeah, that's a really good. I mean, the malfunction of thought. The malfunction of thought is so. In a way, we are where we are, not in the pandemic terms, but we are as a world where we are due to our malfunction in thought, which implies a lack of thought about applying.
No, it's not even a lack of thought. It's where we're putting our energy, where our energy is vibrating, literally creating the reality that we see. So as a collective, we can all get together and be in fear or anger and hatred, and it's a percentage game, isn't it? The more of us that are living in that space, then I think the worse off we will be as a community. And it's down to the old light overcoming the darkness thing, isn't it? You know, if we all choose the more positive, emotionally intelligent response to any situation, then we will make the world a better place.
So you're saying like being angry is not helpful?
I don't think you know what, I've been gardening, and I'm a sort of a newcomer to gardening, and I've been on YouTube looking at how to grow things and stuff. And there's some lovely gardeners there. They're really sweet, and they're just talking about broccoli and spinach and how to grow it. Very light, very upbeat. Thousands of views, but about sort of 70 people gave this guy a thumbs down.
What, had you just been giving bad gardening advice or something? Just like, why would you? Like,
there was nothing in it. You know, it was very light, very sweet.
The way you hold that trowel's a disgrace.
It's a disgrace.
You know, the way that you're bending over there, it's the rock. You're not using your knees. It's like, it's hard to hate a gardener.
You know what?